Hi guys, this is Mac here, and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, which is called Mac Vlogs. So today, this evening, we have a wonderful friend of mine from Dubai, who I have known since 2016, and he is a co-founder of F10 Productions. So welcome, Mr. Tim. So nice to have you for today's session.
Thank you for having me. Look forward to speaking and giving you guys value and hearing your comments. And yeah, I mean, of course, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. How's everything your end?
Pretty good, pretty good. So how are you guys facing in Dubai, and how you're taking this COVID-19 in your company, and how you guys are training the people in the production sector, and how you're doing it? Can you just say a little bit, and then we can take it forward from there?
Well, to be honest, it's been pretty challenging. I think that's kind of a sentiment that I think we can all share. Initially, when it hit, I don't think many people realized the impact it would have, and me included. I didn't. So we've really had to reevaluate how we are going to run for the foreseeable future. Obviously, for us, we survive a lot on commercials and like a lot of international work where we get to do things with Vice and Netflix and other big platforms like that. And for us, that really has hurt us, because that was the majority of our revenue. And obviously with the traveling restrictions and everyone being isolated, which obviously is necessary for this pandemic, it has meant the revenue has come to a complete halt. However, what this has done for my own understanding of the business, and I can't speak for everyone, but I can say for me certainly, is that it's highlighted a few cracks. It's highlighted a few cracks in the company, and I think when you realize, I mean, and again, a pandemic is not a common problem that I think many companies should be prepared for, but it has highlighted, I think, for many, the fact that not a lot of us are automated or have the system assets in place to be able to operate, one, at home, two, online, and find some way to implement systems to keep serving our customers should something like this happen. So for us, it's been an amazing transformation for us to try and learn what we can do and how we can pivot online. And I think that's kind of what a lot of people should be doing right now. And I know a lot of people are, but it still concerns me a little bit, Mac, that some people are a bit, in the mindset of just waiting it out and thinking things will go back to normal. Because in my opinion, I don't think that will happen as people think.
Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right on that part. Basically, everybody needs to understand the importance of pandemic and this COVID-19, which has been going on for quite some time. So people need to be very careful and look after themselves, their health, their family, and their loved ones and stuff. So they need to educate everybody who they come across. This is really dangerous, because last week, or you can say a few days ago, I also heard one of my family friends' wife's brother passed away in Denmark because of this COVID-19, and he was on ventilator for 5 weeks and he couldn't survive. And so this is really dangerous. So people need to really, really, really understand the importance of social distancing and keep themselves safe from, and they need to follow the instructions of the authorities and everything. That's really important. And as you know, the market has been opened up again in Dubai and in the other countries. There's smart lockdown is going on, but a lot of things are being opening up again. The malls and the different localities and the companies are looking to open again, but it's still, we need to be careful about. Okay, so the question I would like to put across to you and let my viewers to know from you, regarding the media productions and the production houses, how are they coping in terms of their staff members who have been working full time for them, whether it's video editors or designers or cameramen, drone operators and stuff like that, who works full time for production houses, but now because of pandemic and the COVID, are you guys cutting down your staff, or how you're making them work, or paying them and stuff like that? Which our viewers should know about that as well. So at least go on that part. Can you?
Sure. Okay. So again, I can't speak for every business, but I know the production industry has been hurt quite considerably. Most productions obviously are done on a certain location, and then the editing is usually done in a studio. So I think it's a knock-on effect. I mean, if big corporations are losing money, they're not spending as much on their marketing or advertising budgets. If they're not spending much money on their advertising or their marketing, they're not going to want to even have the productions made. I'm on about like when things go back to normal. I'm not on about the COVID yet. And if things are not being as high production, that means teams need to be leaner and smaller. And usually the kind of deliverables we will be working towards now, I think, will only probably be existing on social, or if the asset generates considerable revenue. So you can quantify that investment. I mean, I don't think for 1 minute I'm in a bad industry. I think I'm actually in a very lucky industry, because you need to advertise to survive. You know, selling is important, and you need assets in order to sell yourself. Like, you need to be credible, you need to be visible. All these things are associated around content. So I don't think there's no hope. But when the virus hit, when you can't leave your apartment, for example, because you need to follow the laws of the land and you need to stay inside for everyone's well-being, you can't shoot. And if you can't shoot, then you can't generate new content, so to speak. Now, I'm going to talk a bit about that in a minute. So what I know what we've done is we've found a way to develop, what we're calling it's called a pandemic product. So we're now turning our business into something that is relevant to our services in the pandemic, which I hope a lot of people should be doing. But in terms of staff, I mean,
oh wow,
when it hit, we had to put all our staff effectively on unpaid leave. I mean, we've lost millions of dirhams in the last 2 months. I dread to think what other companies have lost. And you know, if there's no money coming in, you can't pay rent, you can't pay staff, you can't pay bills. So for us, this pivot was necessary for our survival. It's not like, for me, to be honest, I've been getting up at 5 a.m. every day working to ensure that I'm able to weather this period, because I don't see this going back to normal anytime soon. So it scares me when I speak to people and they're not doing that. It terrifies me, because there's no way we don't know in any good authority what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know, but let's explore the options here. Let's assume things go back to normal tomorrow. Now, what we've experienced at the minute is a shock to the pandemic. We've not even had the recession hit yet. There are going to be companies, the chickens are going to come home to roost soon, and people's bills that they're defaulting on and the rent and the things that they're doing is all going to come home to roost soon. And people are going to be in a situation where they are going to have to either dip into their savings or lean on family for support or sell assets, fire their team, close their businesses. And it's going to cause probably the biggest recession we've seen inside 2 centuries, I'd say. You know,
you're absolutely right.
Considering what happened with the Spanish influenza, for example, 100 years ago was awful. And I'm not saying it's going to be like that in terms of, by any means, I wouldn't know. But you just look at the economy difference between now and then. I mean, it's very different. But you look at the billions of dollars that are being lost daily because of this.
True.
So what people have to do is they have to find some. I mean, one of the biggest things I'd love to talk to you about right now is I want people to think about, is what they're selling, is it ethical right now? Are they adding value right now? And to be honest, the silver lining with all of this is that it's giving people a perspective on what they want to be doing. Is it important? Is it making a difference? Is it making an impact? And you'll actually find that a lot of people are now probably in a stronger position now in terms of a mindset, not financial mindset, than they were maybe 3 months ago. Because let me give you an example. So one of the pandemic products we've created is online courses. We're creating online courses now for people where we don't just film it. We've partnered with experts that tell you how to pivot online, how to structure the course, how to present on camera, and then we shoot with professional gear, edit it on the platform, and then advise you on launching it, whilst also creating a lead page to sell it and a pitch. It's like a turnkey business, all focused around an asset. Now, we've partnered with a lifeguarding company. They teach lifeguards to people and other people to do first aid. And in their vision on their company, you know, in their brand guidelines, that when they started the business, their vision was to ensure that the world was first aid trained, or to ensure that as many people as possible was first aid trained. Before the virus, they were just working with hotels, the odd businesses, the occasional one-on-one groups or whatever, and they were making an impact, but only locally. Now, this course that we're doing for them is now an asset that, ignorant of the fact here that it's going to earn them money online and hopefully make them financially stable, it's going to be now a product that anyone in the world can access, which means they've now got a much better business now, which is in alignment with their vision, which is able to ensure that everyone is first aid trained. That's what I'm talking about. This is why the mindset has actually now become incredibly, I think everyone's mindset's shifting. And one of the greatest things that I've noticed is that it's all about value and impact and what you can do with regards to selling ethically. So if your product doesn't enhance the client you're serving in this climate by making them financially stable, giving them safety, security, whatever it is that you're selling, then you shouldn't be selling it, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that people with entertainment and stuff and musicians shouldn't be doing that, because it depends what people value. You've got to ensure what you're giving is giving people value. Is it ethical? Because right now, people's money and cash, it's nothing to be mucked around with. I can tell you that.
You need to keep the cash in your hand. You have to keep the savings for these difficult times. Are you saying that, right?
Well, I mean, cash is very important for anyone's survival, obviously. I mean, it's not, I mean, I don't think anyone should be driven by money. But right now, obviously, if you're not financially stable, every cash you have is important for your survival, because let's just say this doesn't get better, then that cash is going to be incredibly important for you to weather the period. Now,
true.
we hosted an amazing talk on my community not so long ago with this investor. His name's Jason Greystone, and he talks about almost the return of investment you get from just having a cash buffer. Forget stocks, forget property, forget anything. If people don't have a cash buffer, you're already in a scarcity mindset where you're not going to be switched on to make great decisions. So he talks about the return of investment being the return of investment of just knowing you're stable is so important. And right now, that's something that I will be honest and hold my hand up that I don't have. All my money is completely tied up in assets and investments. And it's something that I guess has motivated me really hard to kind of make sure I build something. So it has played to an advantage, but I tell you what, I'm going to be ready for the next one. If I've learned anything, I'm going to be ready for the next one. So yes, cash is incredibly important, but people need to bear in mind that cash only gets you so far. It's a buffer. So if you have a 3-month cash buffer, that's 3 months. So what are you doing to ensure that you stay ahead of the curve? You know, if you're going to run out in 3 months, what are you doing to replenish those funds? You know, so yeah, it's scary times, but it's exciting times. You know.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing here for your particular question, which you had mentioned earlier about the pandemic course. Can you just let our viewers know about that? How can they register or join for that course online? Do you have any system in place for that, for the Asia, like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, for the Asian, or it's just for the Middle East you're doing that pandemic course?
So for me, what we're doing is we're building a community which is free, which you and anyone watching this call is welcome to join, and it's full of value. And I would highly recommend that anyone join. Just obviously anyone that signs up to it, just say that you're a friend of Mac Vlogs or you're a viewer of Mac Vlogs, and we'll let you in. Obviously, we do qualify who goes into the group because we want to keep it populated with the right kind of people that are business owners that need the support. It's not going to be useful for 17-year-olds or like people that are not business owners or entrepreneurs. It's really focused on those people.
What about the freelancers who are doing video shoots and they have
Well,
photography?
if you're if you're a freelancer, you're an entrepreneur, in my opinion. So then yes, of course. I mean, you don't even have to be an entrepreneur. If you just want some value from business entrepreneurs, then join the group. That's one thing we're doing. The second thing we're doing is we've actually created. We are providing a service of shooting online courses for people, but again, that only goes so far. We can only do that locally because we're based here. I mean, we can travel later, but at the minute we can't travel because of the restrictions. So we can only service who we can in our region. But we have developed our own online course, which is all focused around changing your mindset and getting online and pivoting in this time, learning how to structure your own online course yourself, how to present confidently on camera, and then to film and edit your course using only a mobile phone. Which for me is a really exciting product. We're finishing it at the minute. It's not complete, but it's going to be launching soon. And it's going to be everything that you need to take your business online with an asset that is like an online course. And you don't even need me. What you need to do is just have the course downloaded, and you can execute it from the comfort of your own home. So that's something we're excited to bring to the market.
But what about the payment terms? Are there any online course which has been? Is there any fees for that, for any freelancer to join that with any amount of fees?
So our course is it's actually worth about $3,000, we think, but we're going to obviously give some immense discount on the first batch. We don't know what it is. It's going to be around $600 to $900, I think. But the idea is that this is something that you can buy, develop, and do yourself and have online inside, if you're motivated, probably a couple of weeks. And then from that, you're then able to start taking bookings almost immediately for this asset you've made. So arguably, the return on investment's quite quick, which is why we think it's a no-brainer. So, but then the last thing we're doing is we actually have got that online. We've got basically the same sort of thing, but we kind of do it for you, which is the premium high-ticket item product we have, which is where we get to work with businesses direct and kind of nurture them one-to-one and take them online in the recession. And at the minute, we've managed to help 12 businesses do that in the space of like less than a couple of weeks, which is pretty awesome.
How benefit is this course going to be for anyone who would like to participate and achieve this course in a success, make it a success for themselves? So how do they, I mean, where do they see themselves after finishing this course, and how they can pitch themselves for the production companies with this particular course? Is that going to help them?
Well, this course is designed to give you an asset that you can sell online. I mean, any business, no matter what business you are, you can be a baker, you could be a musician, you could be a lifeguard, you could be a restaurant. It doesn't matter, whatever your business is.
It's open for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. The whole point is that this is a course which teaches you how to make a course for yourself, for your business. And the idea, the reason why we're really homing in on this is because we want to position ourselves as the experts as this, because I would do all the we've got all the production knowledge in order to execute the actual making of that course, but there's more to it than just the shooting and the editing of the course. You've got to have the structure and how to plan it and the presenting in front of it and then the selling of it. So we've now packaged this all up into one thing that you just get, and then you can take it online. So let me give you an example. We've got a musician, for example, who's going to have this product, and he at the minute is doing piano lessons, and he was doing it face to face, but now he's doing it more online. Now that's great if he's able to earn money right now online, which is great. But you've got to remember, when you're working for an hour with one person, you're only helping one person. If you can develop a course that 100 people can download at once and review it, you're helping 100 people, not even spending 1 hour. You're spending no time, and you're helping 100 people. So the idea is that we're trying to get people into this mindset that with this virus, it's highlighted right now that if you're not financially stable, you should be. you've got no excuse with a mobile phone right now not to be financially stable, considering that all the information you need to be successful is on a phone. Now, the problem with the internet is that it's just overwhelming with information, and that's why courses I think are an amazing economy that's going to boost because of this pandemic. I mean, it's a $100 billion industry now, and that's cropped up in the last 6 years. That's not happened by accident, and I'll tell you what, it's going to triple in the next 15, 20 years. There's that, and I don't know about you, but I think everyone has an opportunity to be a part of that economy. Everyone.
Yeah, we have a great example of Zoom app, which is doing really better than the travel industry. I was just reading about it, that the Zoom is being utilized by so many people for online sessions and stuff, and it's really giving people I'm sure you have heard about the Zoom, right?
Yeah, I use it all the time,
Okay. Okay, one more question I will add along with your discussion would be that what is the duration of this course and how long it takes for a particular person to finish this course? How many hours they have to spend on this course?
Well, let me give you an example. I've just finished making my filming part of the course. There's 5 sub courses at the minute. We are looking to put more in it, and that's about 3 hours, 2 hours worth of tuition. It's a lot to do, but I mean, that's just the learning. You've got to apply it. I mean, I think if you're motivated, you could do it probably in a week or two. I think for most people, as an average, it might take a month. If you're not very active with it, it can take a little bit longer. But you got to. I think right now, if anyone's a bit concerned, I mean, I appreciate you bringing up my product quite a lot in this talk. But what I would rather people take from this is that if you're on the fence about not knowing what to do or how to generate revenue, and you think a course might be for you, but you're unsure, just feel free to join our community or fire across a message to me, and I would love to help out and just advise you, because it is, I think it could be applied to everyone, but some people do have complex businesses that maybe can't be turned into a course. I mean, I'm very close with a family out here that have a destination and tourism and a destination management company. They're like a DMC, like a tourism company, which I know they have been immensely affected. And that's something that's incredibly complex to put into a course, because obviously they're relying on travel and people coming to the region in order to pivot online. But it doesn't mean that there isn't options. It's just, it's complicated and it varies for everyone. What we're doing is we're just trying to help as many people as we can with what we know how to do. And I think, I think everyone should just that's the biggest takeaway. So feel free to lean on me, guys, if you need any advice in that respect. All right.
Sure. I have one last question, and one suggestion to you would be about this course, which I find it really interesting, would be that I'm sitting here in Pakistan and I get to interact with many production houses and people who I know in our field of event management and the industry of ours, which like yours and mine, which is the branding, advertising, and stuff like that. Is it possible to create an online platform at your end to train all these guys back home here in Pakistan? We can do something like that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, this course we've developed, it does all that for you. It doesn't just teach you how to make the course. It tells you how to put it on the platform, how to sell it, everything, So, I mean, yes is the answer to that question. But in terms of, I mean, some people need more support than others. So I guess it depends on the person. But I mean, that's why we wanted to create our own online course in a sense where we could impact people globally. If we're going to be doing the actual shooting of the course for you, it's a bit different. But either way, I mean, ultimately, we just want to. Our goal is to get over 100 companies by the end of this year online earning through a digital asset. That's our aim, and we want to give 1,000 businesses as our mission to have Hollywood level production in house. I mean, that's our goal. We hate the fact that production is expensive, and it doesn't need to be. If people value something enough, they'll pay for it. And for me, it's not about how many zeros you can put on a quote that you can make from someone. I think that the real true amazing aspect you get from working with small businesses and the clients that we do is that you see the impacts of what you do makes. You leave them with something that they can now say is stabilizing their lives. I can't put a price on that. Knowing now that we've worked with some people that they've now become financially stable because of our asset. I mean, how on earth do you put a price tag on that? That's amazing.
Amazing. That's great. I would like to play this role, as a mediator in between, like you and I would like to, bring so many people on board. So I can give you all the support from my end to capture the Pakistani market of doing these courses and connecting them with you for this particular thing. If you agree to this, why not we do this together on this? It's a great suggestion.
Anyone your end that needs supporting, Mac, is absolutely. A friend of yours is a friend of mine. Happily, I mean, let's make it value first. Let's help as many people as we can. Just think about the idea. If I can help one person watching this video today, then this video's been worth it. So let's aim for that, and then go from there. And of course, anyone that needs support or the product itself, then that would be great to get you involved and help promote that. I mean, if we can help, the idea is to get businesses stable and people to weather this recession, and that's what we want to do.
That's my objective as well, to help people in these difficult situations, to make them realize their true strength and their true potential.
Absolutely.
And what their skills are, so that they don't need to rely on companies. Even if they loses their job, they can just be self-independent, and they can just take it on themselves. And then even the freelancers are all out here or in Dubai or anywhere, they can just start earning themselves, like self-earning, basically they can be self-reliant on themselves, on their skills. So I would definitely like to help you on that, and do a shout out on this to all the people out here in Pakistan, in the Middle East, and wherever my connections and my network is. That's going to really help, and it's going to benefit you, me, and everybody in individual. That's really amazing to do that. So thank you so much for coming today for this session. So nice of you for your important time. And I have mentioned all your details in my description, so that all the people and my viewers can connect with you with all your social media links. So if you get to hear anybody through me or individually, that would be really awesome to help you out with this and help everyone grow together. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me on board, mate. Pleasure to be here. Lovely to talk to you again.
Sure. In the last, don't forget just a little small shout out for my channel. So if you can say something like that, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, do you know what? So I've been following Matt Vlogs for a while now, and I think what you do, mate, is absolutely fantastic. You really generate content from the heart, and I think not enough people do that. People always have got the idea on how to leverage something into an income or financially, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there needs to be more people like you in the world, mate, that just really like helping others and doing it for a passion. It's people like you that change the world, mate. So thank you so much. And I think anyone a part of Matt Vlogs community, you're in a really good thing. So just do what you can to support the guy. And I'm one of your fans as well, mate. And I look forward to talking with you again soon.
Sure, it's my honor to have you always, and I'm constantly in touch with you. So it's really my honor, basically from Dubai, and I've been constantly in touch with you. So I would like to definitely connect you with many, 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 many people. So thank you so much.
Thank you, mate. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.